most famous physical therapist on the internet.
Hi, folks. I'm Bob Schrupp, physical therapist.
Brad Heineck, physical therapist.
Because we're the most famous physical therapists on the internet.
In our opinion, of course, Bob.
Today, we're going to talk about the truth about sports parents and athletics. Are they out of control?
Are they, Bob?
I want to know, Brad. Are they out of control?
Bob, I think we all know the answer. If
Yeah,
we've
we
been
all know
watching
that.
TV.
Yeah, we've been parents of sports athletes, and we've seen a little bit of ourselves. So,
Right.
by the way, before we get into it, because we do have an expert today, which is really cool.
A guest speaker, someone that knows what they're talking about.
That's right, as opposed to us. Today, if you're new to our channel, please take a second to subscribe to us. We provide videos on stay healthy, fit, pain-free, and we upload every day. Also, you want to join us on one of our social media channels or our website because we're always giving something away. What it is, I don't know, because this is for the future.
Oh,
so
but
we're
there'll
giving
be
something really cool. Yeah, if you go to bobandbrad.com, the giveaway section, it's in there. Or what else, Brad?
The Facebook.
The Facebook, yeah.
There's a little pin.
Yeah, it's our video is pinned to the top of the page.
Right.
Isn't he becoming an expert on social media?
Social media is my thing. Okay, let's carry on.
So, Brad, do you want to do the introduction here?
Well, actually, Bob, I think we should just bring Mark right in. We've got an expert on what's going on with sports, and this gentleman has actually started a whole program, grassroots, to change it. And this is incredible. So, Mark Horbinski.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks for coming by, Mark.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
It's great to have you.
Did you do the handlebar mustache just for us?
Is it going to help ratings if I say yes?
No, you've been doing that for a long time, right?
I have.
It looks cool.
Well, thanks. I appreciate that. Sometimes I look like a cartoon character. But.
I love it. I bet the kids love it. Before we mention the program that you started, why don't we talk about two examples of things gone wild?
Why you started it. And, we're seeing the stuff on the media. And so, but firsthand, from you.
Sure. Let's start out by saying, first off, parents love their kids and they want what's best for their kids. But sports are a really emotional platform. And sometimes because we get so focused on our kids and what we want for them, sometimes we don't keep our emotions in check or show that the right way.
Sure.
So that is a driving factor behind starting 180. And an example would be, I remember reading, and this happened near where I live, an example of a gentleman who posted on Facebook congratulating his son on scoring 1,000 points in basketball, which is really a great accomplishment.
Right.
Yep,
and if he would have left it at that, that would have been great. But he also put, despite the idiotic coaching staff that works with his kid.
Sure.
And so you're tearing down culture at that point in time.
Exactly.
And as parents, we want to build that culture up and make that sports experience positive.
What a really classless, display, unfortunately.
Just a lack of respect in general, the basis of what sports and the community needs to.
So that shows a bit of social media bullying, basically. And another example that I want to bring up, we just saw this on TV a couple of weeks ago. So it was a little league game or youth baseball, and the parents ended up fighting each other. I mean, it became a total melee. I mean, it was like
a bar fight.
Yeah, like a bar fight. I mean, what example are you setting for your children in that regard? I mean, so
so the parents really need to be the leaders of their children, and obviously, some of them are failing. So we need to. Mark has got a wonderful program, 180, right on his shirt there. We've got it on the our skeletons.
Very clever name. Basically, you want to turn things around in a 180 direction, and look at you got the WON. Then you got the 80, and then you got the little turning things around. So that's really cool. If you want to find this program, you can find it on the Facebook. Just type in WON 80 in the search bar, and it'll come take you right to it. So we'll let Mark talk about the program here, about some of the good things you've done and such.
Fantastic, thank you. Well, we, as I was mentioning a little bit earlier, we have a social media presence where we share positive stories. The stuff that we have on the Facebook site in particular all focus around positivity, highlighting kids, highlighting coaches that are doing the right things.
Sure.
Every now and then we'll post something on there that's a little bit controversial for a discussion starter and give people an opportunity to share their feelings on it, and they do a real nice job in that forum, staying constructive with the type of comments that they put in there.
Not letting it deteriorate.
Exactly.
Yeah, right.
So you started this program about 4 years ago?
4 years ago, yes.
And within the conference, your school conference, everyone's kind of getting involved, and you said it's made a dramatic difference on some of the media bullying that has been going on, and that's dropped down significantly.
Absolutely. When I was a younger coach in the conference, we would somewhat routinely have to deal with people talking smack back and forth between
Sure.
schools, kids.
Sure.
And we've seen that almost disappear. Now, whether that's a result of our program, which I like to think we play a
I'm
role
sure
in
it
it.
is because
Yeah.
believe me, it still goes on in other schools.
Right.
So you played a large role in it because you've been a coach for how many years?
I started out in college, my first year coaching youth baseball. That was 35 years ago. But at the
Wow.
high school level, I've been coaching for 25.
Bravo,
Yeah.
bravo.
Thank you. Thanks.
And some of the interesting things that when I was looking at your program, you talked about by age 13, 70% of athletes drop out for whatever reason. And then the stats on the coaching as well as the
Referees,
officials.
officials.
Can you
Yeah.
talk
Right.
about that a little
Oh,
bit?
absolutely. Well, let's start off with the kids. According to research that's been done, 70% of kids leave organized sports by age 13. And there's
Mhm.
a myriad of reasons why
Sure.
that happened. But when they were pressed further on the reason given, the number one reason given was they don't enjoy it anymore. And
Yeah.
when they were pressed further on what that means, it really didn't have anything to do with the actual sport,
Sure.
but it was the pressure and the relational pieces that go along with it. Some of the things that we've talked about, the yelling, the unrealistic
Sure.
expectations, and things like that. Now we can say, well, they just need to toughen up. I mean, that's kind of an old
Sure.
school mentality. But the bottom line is the world's a different place right now,
Sure.
and kids are making choices to do something or not do something.
Right.
It's a little bit different than it was maybe when we were
Right.
And
younger.
there's a lot of choices.
There are a lot of
And some of them are
choices.
bad. So that's why you'd like to keep them in sports because I think it's always a great influence on people,
Sure.
but
Right.
Sure.
but not if
And-
they're getting the wrong
And
message.
what about the aspect as far as the officials really made me think?
Yeah.
Because I've considered, I'd like to maybe some year do some officiating in track because I could probably do it. You don't have to run around too much. You get to watch people run. But anyways, I enjoy the sport. But so evidently, when I go to track meets, all the officials are like retired and really retired. I mean,
Right.
so what's going on with that?
Well, people go in officiating because they love kids and they love the sport that
Sport,
they're
yeah.
officiating. There's no
Right.
doubt about that. But the generation of officials is getting older, and physically, some of them just can't do it anymore. There
sure.
comes a point where somebody can't chase 10 kids on a basketball court
Right.
around at that speed, for a course of 20 or 30 games. So as the older generation starts to retire, it's kind of a barren wasteland in the middle. There aren't many people that are coming into it, and the number one reason cited for that is because of the treatment that they receive. Can
Wow.
you imagine
Yeah.
trying to convince a 20-year-old kid to go stand in the middle of 600 people in a basketball game,
Right.
300 on each side for $40 doing a JV
Exactly.
game and get yelled at for an hour and a half?
Right.
Sure. To
Tough
have
sell.
typically parents or coaches, sometimes it's verbal abuse. I mean, I remember once they had to get the director of athletics in and physically get this parent out of the gym. It was so bad. And,
Yeah.
I've seen
I
that
mean,
many times, and also the problem is like if you want to learn how to referee, you got to start at the younger ages. But the parents are already starting at the young ages.
Yeah.
I mean, they're just as bad at third grade and fourth grade and fifth grade as they are in
In
the
high
older.
school,
Yeah, in
sure,
high school, they
sure.
sometimes even worse.
right.
So
It's just a fantastic profession, and the people that are going into it, really want to make a difference and enhance the sport.
Right.
But sometimes, yeah, it's difficult to do. I mean, I liken it to like this. The mentality of some people is, "Well, I pay my $3, I can say what I want, and this is part of the
right,
game."
right.
If I walked in the door and paid $3, could I come in and criticize? Your work, would that be acceptable? Of course it would.
We get a
So-
lot of criticism online, a lot of
without
comments.
without the $3
Yeah,
charge.
sorry,
right?
without the $3 charge. We should talk about some of the specifics of your
Okay.
program, if you don't mind.
No,
Maybe the sport of the game. I thought this was a cool idea.
Sure. So we started a 180 sportsmanship club at Necedah High School. So it's a student-led club, and we have 4 or 5 major initiatives that we work on throughout the course of the year. The sport of the game is a big one. We focus on the winter sports season right now because that seems to be when it's loudest.
Sure.
And
Yeah, inside. Yeah.
right, you're inside, and we also need a little bit of time to get things ready to go. So the sport of the game is really unique. At the conclusion of each of our basketball games and wrestling matches, we ask the teams to get together. So, for instance, if Necedah High School is playing Hillsborough High School, Hillsborough High School will get together with their team afterwards, and they will select a sport of the game from Necedah's team. Necedah will do the same for Hillsborough's team, and that sport of the game is based on who played hard, who played clean, who demonstrated positivity and sportsmanship throughout the game.
So it doesn't have to be the winner of the wrestling or whoever did.
Well,
they
each
could-
team
Each team gets one.
Right.
Yes.
So,
Okay, sure, I see. Yeah.
Yep.
uh,
And then we
I think that's a fantastic idea.
thanks.
Yeah,
So
I
then,
do.
before the people leave, the award is given out.
Right, we take them out to center court area, and students from the 180 club announce the sports of the game, congratulate them for doing it the right way, for competing the right way, and then they're given a sport of the game T-shirt. Each player is, and then they are posted in our concession area and on the 180 Facebook page. With congratulations for doing
Yeah,
it
that's
the
a
right
big
way.
deal. I, as a parent, I'd be very proud of my child if he,
Sure.
maybe even played a crappy game, but he played hard and also was recognized as playing clean.
Right.
So,
So has it
Yeah.
been well received?
Incredibly well received. It's really interesting because one of the first things that our opponents do when they come to Necedah is they go walk around, and then one of the things that they do is they take a look at the board where we post in the concession areas to see who
No
the sports of the
kidding.
games are from the other schools.
that is
Okay.
really
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
I mean, it's really having an impact. I think that's probably one of the best ideas I've heard in regard to this. So,
And you were saying one of the other things, the club will give out the bags with the water and the
the
healthy-
appreciation bags.
Absolutely. So we do
That's
appreciation bags.
a different thing now. We're
Yep.
talking-
Yep. So another one of our initiatives is the Appreciation Bag Project, and the Appreciation Bag Project, our 180 Club assembles bags that have water and treats, and they hand them out to all of the sport officials, the game personnel, players from both teams, coaches from both teams,
Sure.
bus drivers, just as a kind of a thank you for the work they do on behalf of kids.
And I'll bet you that has a big impact too. If I was a referee, I mean, to know that people are, responding to me and
Right,
aware of the sacrifice I'm making, I think that's
right,
really
because
cool.
they're not doing it. They're not getting rich
No,
taking
no,
time
no.
out to drive 50 miles to go to a
Right.
place. It really needs to be appreciated, and it's a
Right.
hard thing to make a split-second call.
Oh,
And,
right,
there's
right.
going to be
Right.
calls that are hard to make. You're going to make wrong calls. You're just human.
My brother, who was a coach, he would have every one of his players ref a game so that they know how hard it is.
Yeah.
He would have
Great
rough
idea.
younger kids,
Yeah.
so suddenly they'd be a little more forgiving of some of those calls. So, why don't we maybe talk about one more thing? You put like a program insert into.
Yes. So every week, the 180 Club will put together a sportsmanship themed insert,
Mhm.
and we insert it inside the programs for the games. And so that is distributed and able to be read by all of the people that attend the sports contest.
I think what's neat about that sets the tone right away. You come in and you're like, okay, this is going to be different.
So
this
you
is-
come in, you pick up your pamphlet
Yep.
of all the names and varsity, blah, blah, and then this will come along with it.
Right, it's right inside there. So
So-
when they sit down and they're waiting for the game to start, when the warm-ups and stuff are going on,
Sure.
they're having an opportunity to look through.
the program,
program
and,
and
and
insert, yeah.
So,
Very
well,
good.
that's fantastic. I think those are great ideas, and you have more than that. So again, if you want to get a hold of Mark, you can go to Facebook, but we're going to put out his email down below. Again, you're aware of this, right?
Absolutely,
So-
absolutely.
All right. So sorry. Thanks again, Mark, for coming.
My
This has been
pleasure.
a
Thanks
really
for-
fantastic.
Thanks for the
We
opportunity.
need more people like you.
I
Yeah, we do.
appreciate that.
That's
No
right. Less
doubt
people
about
like
it.
us.
Thank
So
you.
thanks for watching.